conversation is theft.
Oh, God damn it, motherfucker.
Yes!
What's up? Good morning, Raider Nation. Oh, it's been a minute. Thank you for joining us for another edition of the Raider Reaction Morning Show. I am your host, the Commish. This is Tuesday, February 18th. Didn't have a Raider Reaction Morning Show yesterday, as well as our Misfit Monday Madness on Monday because we kicked off our 2020 off-season Madden Challenge on Sunday night with our fantasy draft that took well over 12 hours of intense Madden drafting action. So it has pretty much consumed the last 36 hours of everything at Raider Reaction. But we're back, and we're glad you're back as well. Thank you for joining us. Now, the two biggest things coming out of the weekend were shitty XFL football, and the cherry on top of shitty XFL football was Matt McGloin. First, he started with basically letting his coach know that he'd been telling him for a long time, yeah, your game plan is shit.
Conversations about the double A's for freaking since December. I remember bringing it up. And I said we're going to last week, and I don't want to name names, but I just said you guys call a lot more.
And then, of course, it wasn't enough to tell your coach it's shit, knowing you're mic'd up and everybody's hearing you because that's their stupid little gimmick. But then he wanted to tell the world that, yeah, it's total shit, and we need to throw this crap out, and I'm just going to toss everybody under the motherfucking bus.
What does this team need to do on offense to get something going here?
We need to change the whole entire game plan at halftime.
Okay, what do you need to change about the game plan? What are you frustrated about?
There's just a lot going on right out now. It's embarrassing for us here as an offense, so a lot of things we want to fix and correct.
Thanks.
Wow. Change the entire offensive game plan.
And so now all of you who were on the Matt McGloin bandwagon and why did we get rid of him after week one? Yeah, that's why. He's hot fucking garbage, and let's remember, that was only the one shit story for the week. Shit story number 2 had to do with 2 years, $60 million, and the tuck rule. This story just doesn't seem to go away. It's like a fucking bad case of herpes. Just as soon as you think it's gone, they're back. Go away. But it keeps gaining traction. MSN comes out, NBC Sports, ESPN's reporting it, Ian Rappaport's reporting it, even real tweets. It's everywhere. I don't think it's a viable option, man. I just don't. The fucking pieces don't mesh together, and I'm not the only one. I actually agree with Colin Cowherd.
Tom Brady is going to get offered 2 years and $60 million by the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, so a lot of this stems from a report that Tom Brady bought a house, a big, what they call mansion in Las Vegas. Okay. You know what I'm done with as an esteemed 25-year member of the American media, one of the leading opinionists in the space? Here's what I'm over. Blank bought a house in blank. He's going to be the new blank. Nick Saban bought a house in Austin, Texas. He's going to be the new coach of the Longhorns. Wah, wah, wah. Didn't buy it. John Gruden bought a house in Knoxville. He's going to be the new coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. How did that work out? Kawhi, he bought a condo in Toronto. He's staying with the Raptors. 0-4-3. Tom Brady, I don't believe, bought a big mansion in Las Vegas. Prove it to me. Show me the mortgage title. I don't buy it. Because I don't think Tom Brady is going to go to a rebuilding franchise and play in a division with Patrick Mahomes twice a year and those weapons. And by the way, it would be great for Mark Davis because the brand of the Raiders, the net worth of the owner, like LeBron to the Cavaliers, would be elevated by $300 million. The Raiders need Brady way more than Brady needs the NFL's poorest owner. Here's what I know about blank bought a house in blank city and he's moving there. I own a house in Utah. We're not moving this show there. Nonsense. Show me the mortgage title. This doesn't make stylistic sense. It doesn't make brand sense. It doesn't make roster sense. And John Gruden, by the way, doesn't run an offense. You watched him for years on quarterback camp. He doesn't run the offense that Tom Brady does. Okay? The New England playbook does not have a play called Y2K banana split. Okay? That's what John Gruden has. That's not what Brady runs. None of this makes sense. I don't buy into it for a second. Show me the mortgage title. I was in Vegas for the weekend. I looked at all the mansions I could. None were Brady's. And if a guy named Tom Brady bought a mansion in Vegas, maybe there's a dentist or an accountant or a lawyer or a magician or an executive at a casino named Tom Brady. This one, I do not buy.
There was some other sporting action going on this weekend that wasn't the National Football League. And Raider Chris has a little something to say about it.
Morning, Raider Nation. Raider Chris here. And as the resident hype team Laker fan, just wanted to say that the All-Star game this year was fucking awesome. It made me want to watch again. Now, I heard Numbnuts Brewski saying something that the Pro Bowl should be reconfigured or reworked or whatever. I don't see it happening. I don't know. I just thought, as a basketball fan, they finally fixed the All-Star game. Because for a while, it was just alley-oops and dunks and all this other bullshit and no defense being played. They actually showed like they wanted to play for something last night, and that shit was awesome. And on top of that, it was dedicated to Kobe. He would have been proud. He would have been fucking proud of the way they played last night. So, for all basketball fans out there in Raider Nation, hey, look forward to a couple more of those. Peace.
It's time for Prime.
What up? This is Prime with the Radio Reaction Morning Show, man. Good morning, everybody. And I cannot believe some of the news I've heard this weekend. It's absolutely crazy. 2 years, $60 million. Is that for real? I mean, is this an actual offer? I have no idea right now. No idea. Do the Raiders really think that Tom Brady is going to fix all their woes? Nah, from what I know, man, they need help on the defensive end. From what I know, they need help on the offensive line. I mean, I just don't see how Tom Brady is going to do anything anymore for any team, period. Tom Brady needs to retire and just call it a day. He showed he barely got it done this weekend. Couldn't throw a pass over 10 yards for the most part. There's no way in the world I think he's going to be able to go on to any team right now and actually get them over the hump or change their fate, basically. No, Tom Brady's done. He needs to wrap it up. Walk away in the sunset, being a cheater, winning those Super Bowls with the help of his kicker. The kicker gets no love. He does. Doesn't make sense. But 2 years, $60 million, $30 million, I mean, that's not bad. But I don't think that's what's going to save anybody. So, Tom Brady, hit the road, man. You're done. You're done. I'm sick of you. Tired of you. You're done. Prime out.
It would not be a Raider Reaction morning show without a D-bag of the day. You, sir, are a fucking douchebag.
What's going on, everybody? Every once in a while, we venture outside the realm of football to bring you a D-bag. The D-bag of the day and probably for the foreseeable future.
In half a mile, turn right.
A lot of the hype that is building around the arrival in Vegas is the Allegiant Stadium, the new palace in the desert, the Death Star, the Black Pearl, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I prefer the Death Star myself, but whatever you call it, it is a thing of beauty. The ceiling structure has now started to go up, and here's just a little more details from some people that are inside the know about what's going on with Allegiant Stadium.
Allegiant Stadium will undoubtedly be one of the biggest attractions in Las Vegas, and we now know that it will have one of the biggest video screens in all of Clark County. Here to tell us more is Stadium Insider for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Mick Akers. Mick, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Mick. Well, if anyone has driven north or south of the I-15, they will see already the outline of what will be one of the biggest video screens in the city. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so all the renderings always show like the screen facing I-15, usually dirt car or like a Monday Night Football game. So a lot of people, it's like knowing this has been coming for a while, but the plans about how big it's going to be have kind of been kept hush. Well, found out it's going to be 345 feet long and 80 feet tall. It's going to be the largest sign in Las Vegas outside of the Fremont Street Experience, which is, you know, a video screen, not really a sign. So I would go as far as saying that's the largest video sign in Las Vegas. So obviously going to be one of the main attractions when you're driving by. It's going to be hard to miss any kind of event to kind of showing what's going on in there. It's going to be made of mesh. It's called media mesh. So you can see everything going on the outside, see the video and all that. But when you're inside and you look out the glass, you'll be able to still see outside of it. It's kind of have like a grid view though, because obviously it's going to be basically made of strips of mesh. So it's going to be basically just rows and rows and rows. So it's going to still, you know, offer some outside looking in kind of thing, but natural light and all that coming in still, you know, not going to affect anything with the stadium, which kind of one of the things with having all the glass around the stadium is bringing in some of the natural light. So still get the light and you get the light show on the outside.
Very cool. Well, as far as for people who are curious and maybe want to take a sneak peek of what this could possibly look like, what can they compare what Allegiant Stadium's video screen will look like? Can they compare it to anything that is out now?
Well, the largest one right now is on the corner of Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard over that retail center. Mm-hmm. That one's going to be, I think, a couple thousand square feet smaller than the one at Allegiant. And then there's also one over at the Palms they just put in last year. This one is not as wide, but it's taller. So that one stretches from the ground to the top of one of their hotel towers. Super bright. You can see it from the freeway itself. So you can kind of get the view of like, hey, this thing's bright way off there, you know, off of Las Vegas Boulevard and I-15. This is going to be right on it. So obviously some people, you know, express their concerns about, hey, this might cause some traffic issues.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that. The FAA is actually involved to say, hey, guys, this isn't going to pose any kind of hazards. But will there be concerns leading up to that? Because you mentioned it's right off the I-15. It's going to be bright. It's going to be big.
Yeah, so in all, there's about 650 signs. They went through this whole process with the county. They approved every single one of them. And with that approval came an FAA review to make sure it didn't impede any kind of air traffic in the area. So all things point to, hey, this is safe. I'm sure Clark County wouldn't have approved it if they thought it was going to deem any kind of issue on the roads or the air. So it's just people, you know, with anything with the stadium, they'll find something to complain about or be nitpicking, like, hey, that's going to be an issue when the official is saying, hey, it's not going to be an issue.
Right. And I know you've been giving us updates as far as the glass installation goes. Can you give us an update on that? And then maybe can we get a preview of when we think the video screen will be starting to go up, or do we think that'll be till the very end?
Well, I think right now it's about 85% covered in the glass and the side paneling they have going on there. It's just a little strip left on the south-facing side. And there's like one little line they have on the west-facing side where they have this elevator, which they obviously need to get things in and out of the stadium. So that'll be there for a while. But it's supposed to be fully enclosed sometime in March. And then as far as the signs, their sign permit said they can begin installation at any time now, and up until July, obviously, until the stadium is supposed to be done July 31st.
Right.
So anytime between now and then, you'll start seeing some of those. But with the mesh one, I think with some of the work they have to do around the stadium, that one's probably going to be one of the last ones that get put in. But there's a lot of permits that have been put in recently for sign installation. So some of those are little light-up signs and logos. So I think one of the large ones that goes above that video sign that says Allegiant Stadium, I think that one could probably go up pretty soon in the next month or so.
Very cool. All right, Mick. Well, as always, thanks for giving us some more information on Allegiant Stadium.
And now, to send you off on your Tuesday, the Raider. Quote of the day. Sports ideally teach discipline and commitment. They challenge you and build character for everything you do in life. Words from a Raider legend, a Hall of Fame legend. Number 75, Howie Long. Have a kick-ass day, Raider Nation. Go out there and grab this Tuesday by the fucking balls and make it yours. I know you can do it. Until tonight, and do not forget, tonight, OG Raider Nation Hall of Famer, the Violator, joins the Commish and steps into the fire. No holds barred, uncensored interview. Do not miss it. Until then, I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.